have a nice informal laugh and a chat.
Yes.
Shall we? Because after all the hecticness of the awards, honestly, I'm not shaking. I haven't eaten anything. I know, but I do. I leave Veg Fest starving because I just don't get a chance to eat. And when I'm on here, I feel like I can't eat. Just, you know, I don't know. And then I'm overwhelmed with choice because you just don't get a choice. Anyway, we're rabbiting on. Oh, there's a camera. Sit up straight.
Bring the camera wherever.
Breathe in. And we know how many views these guys get. Hello. But we won't wait for Dave. He's dishing out the drinks. Welcome to Plant Powered. Isn't it exciting? Isn't the highlight of your year so far? We're laughing at Ben. Let's attract the audience. Audience, over there, come over. Join in. We have the best panels, the most gorgeous people. You can sit down, love. Take the weight off. We're just going to have a nice informal chat. Let's start with Phil, because he's a DJ.
Hello, Karin.
And you two love 80s music.
Yeah, it's the best. Yeah.
I love 80s. Do you love 80s? Oh, you're like cool millennial types, aren't you? It's like, no, do you like 80s? No, yeah?
Well, 80s music?
Yeah. Do you?
More disco, that sort of like
Disco?
Yeah.
We're not talking 70s.
Disco, mid-tech.
Yeah, talking 80s. I do like a bit of. Who did I see that who have you worked with actually? There were some cool people.
Interviews.
Produced. With your DJ hat.
Yeah, produced remixes for people like RuPaul. Well, I have done one track for RuPaul and Michelle Visage. Yeah, they did a track, I think it was about three years ago, so I produced a remix for that track. And I've done Erasure and The Amines. Yeah, a few good artists.
Well look, let's hear from you guys. How did you set up originally? You've got an incredible book, and how many followers and fans? It's like over 1 million. It's mind-blowing. What's the secret so I can copy it?
So we get asked this a lot, how do we start, how do we grow such a big audience? And to be honest, when we started So Vegan, it was almost naively we started it. So the newly turned vegans are really passionate about experimenting with food, finding these new textures, using choosers like cheese and sauce. So we thought, what's the best way of showing the world our newfound passion? And we were seeing all these like streams of overhead videos on our social feeds, Facebook and Instagram, and they were all of meat and cheese, and it was all recipe videos, and we were like, there's nothing for vegan food in this format. So we were like, we've got a camera at home already, why don't we just do it ourselves? And we never knew it would grow into what it is now. We were literally just like, we spent our evenings and weekends developing recipes, filming them, and then you look back at the earlier videos, they look a bit amateur, and we're like, a little bit embarrassed about them.
That's where you started.
Exactly.
How's it still like that? How's it still like that?
I tell you what though, I cleared out my loft and I've got VHS tapes of my presenting from 25 years ago, before you guys were flipping born. But that's how back, so I can't even watch my stuff now because I haven't got a video. That's how old school I am. I'm not going to say that's how old I am, that's how old school I am. But look back and just think, wow, that's how we started.
Yeah,
it's exciting.
Yeah, I think like we can really track our progress as well, because when we first started we were filming in the living room. So every weekend we get some blackout curtains, pick them up, set up the camera, set up the lights, and then eventually Ben's brother lived with us at that time, and like we had to politely have a conversation being like, you need to leave now. So eventually he moved out, and then we set up a studio in the second room, and just over time we bought new bits of equipment, and it's been quite a slow progress, but we're consistently been learning, and like we're continuing to learn, and that's where we're quite passionate about just being the best that we can be.
And I hear, haven't you got some celebrity fans?
Actually. So yeah, we had support from Chris White and Paul McCartney for our first book.
Pretty cool.
It was really cool. Like,
So just think, you've done all the experimenting, made these recipes, you know, done your filming, whatever. and you've got these absolute icons loving your stuff. How does that feel?
Pretty amazing.
Yeah.
They're people that we look up to as well, and they're amazing people, both as musicians and just like lovely people. So it's incredible. Yeah.
What's next for you guys in your big adventure? Do you want to grow to 2 million fans, or a series of cookbooks, or something else?
I think, like what you said at the start, we just did it as a hobby, to be honest. And the bigger vegan got, the more kind of we started saying to each other, like, right, we've got an opportunity to really kind of push this as far as we can go. So obviously the first book came out at the end of 2018. And we're working on something in the pipeline for this year.
Can you spill the beans?
Not quite.
Oh, come
On
on,
Instagram, we're kind of giving quite a lot away. So you've got to talk around doing that.
Yeah.
See behind the scenes.
Blatant plug.
And I think towards the end of this year as well, we're just quite keen to kind of grow the team as well. So get more people involved, help us make better videos. Because it's just us to do all the heavy lifting, as it is with everyone else running a channel as well. But I think now that we're working with a lot more brands, we can afford to kind of like grow the team and just expand and create more content, create more videos, more recipes, and just get more people quite like passionate about vegan food.
Did you think, you know, however many years ago before you were vegan, that this is what you would be doing now? Because I think I saw you say that you just never intended to be vegan, or, you know, it wasn't, you know, you sort of thought vegan stuff was a bit boring, and you've turned that on its head, and now it's become your career. So is this a bit of a shock to you?
I wouldn't say it's a shock in a sense, it's kind of happened quite gradually. I mean, when we first launched the channel, we created 2 videos, and overnight they got like 30,000 views. So that was an initial like, oh my god, like, we're kind of onto something there. But since then, it's kind of been a gradual growth of like, where we are today. So I wouldn't necessarily describe it as a shock. I think it's not that we thought vegan food was boring. I just don't think we knew anything about it. I think there's plenty of people out there before we started doing what we're doing, creating incredible vegan food. I just think we did it in a format that was really engaging with people. To be like, oh my god, like I can watch this video in 40 seconds. I can see the whole process. It looks simple. It looks achievable. And that's really important for us to create food that doesn't look like restaurant food. It just looks like a really good pasta dish that you can cook on a Tuesday night, or really simple cake that you can cook on a weekend. Really, really sort of attainable food. And I think that's what people gravitate to. And then I cook this, whereas I think arguably when you're really passionate about something, maybe you want it to be almost too perfect. So you kind of want it to be, oh, I want it to look like, you know, Michelin star plate of food. But really, that's not what people want to do. And that's what we learned really kind of almost automatically. Like, it's just the way we cook. We make it simple, we make it delicious, and I think that's why people sort of come back to us.
It's amazing. So you guys do this full time now, but you guys don't. Because didn't I see, Polly, that you're a full-time teacher?
Yep.
How do you fit it all in?
I'm a full-time secondary school teacher.
Secondary school. What year?
All years. So I'm head of department as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Whereabouts are you teaching?
Tottenham.
I wish you'd come to my son's school. We need another vegan, apart from my son, in one of the biggest schools in Essex.
Well, it is quite cool. One day in my lesson I suddenly heard our theme music come up in the lesson. And one of the students put in vegan redhead teacher into Google search, found our videos, and everybody in the class suddenly had them up on all their computers. So that was one way. Then we got a few more subscribers after that.
So your pupils are subscribing. What do they say? Miss, we've seen you on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it on the down low a little bit because, I've had to cut out a lot of the drinking on the videos. But no, it's really nice because the kids do come and talk to me. They will bring me vegan treats that they know I can eat. They never have a go at me about it. They're actually intrigued. You know, and obviously I don't try it in part. We're not allowed to push our views on people. I do, sorry, my microphone technique's terrible. I do talk to them about it if they ask. So, yeah, but we fit it in. Over the past few months I've not been able to do anything because work's been quite chaotic, but I'm back. I'm back on the videos now.
So how did you guys decide to set this up? Because you're a busy teacher, you know, busy with your career, with your radio, everything. What made you think, hey, we're not busy enough, let's set up a YouTube channel? And it's a very popular one, of course.
Oh, thank you. Well, Polly was a big inspiration for me because I went vegan because of Polly. I tried it years back, but I didn't stick at it. I've been vegetarian like Polly since I was really young.
You didn't stick at it, that's a shocker.
I know. Well, I don't know why really. I guess in the 90s, and we're going back that far, it was a little bit different. It didn't really click with me then. I was vegetarian, but I wasn't vegan. And this time around, it completely clicked. And Polly went vegan, was it 4 years ago? In January, and I was just after. So we've been doing other bits and pieces, like filming movie reviews and stuff as part of a hobby really. I mean, it started off as a hobby, now it's, I guess, a mission to make more people vegan. That's what we really aim to do, is to inspire people.
Yeah, anytime we've had someone come up to us and say, I became vegan because of you. I mean, we haven't got, like you, we haven't got millions of subscribers, but we've had a few people turn around to us and say, we went vegan because of you, and that's all you want. Just one person is going to save so many animals, and that's what's important to us actually, isn't it? And just to have fun, that's what we're doing here. Because I can't cook.
You need their cookbook.
I seriously cannot cook. So I rely on other people to cook for me. That's why we go around and test loads of things, go to loads of restaurants, just so that someone else can cook for me.
And to be honest, like, food waste is a bit of a problem in our kitchen. So when we're developing a book, like Roxy says, I've got this tendency to like just want to eat all the food. But if we're making 10 recipes, like almost each, that's like 3 bowls of pasta before lunchtime. It's like 2 cakes by dinner. So we try to freeze a lot, but the freezer's pretty much full already. I mean, our neighbours are starting to get a little bit annoyed. They're like, free food! And they're like, oh, I can't eat another cake. So it's something we're always conscious of. And for the first book, I put on quite a lot of weight. I mean, like, it got to the point where it was all carbs, it was all cakes, that was all we developed at the start. And I was like, geez, you start going to the gym, and you start making more salads and more whatever else. So this time we did a lot more clinical in terms of, I'll try a little bit, please get tweaking. So yeah, it's something we're looking forward to.
It's great to see what you guys have done, the success that you've had, and there's so many people these days who would love to do something similar to what you're doing. The great thing I see in the world at the moment is there's opportunities for everyone to do something that they want to do. A belief issue is a big thing. It's like if you go back to when you started, I'm sure belief getting to where you are now probably wasn't even there. There was no conscience to it, but you've got there. And for people who would like to emulate kind of the things that you're doing, and for whatever mission they may have, what kind of starting tips would you give them? What kind of advice? How could they go from A to B so they can go live the kind of lives that you guys are doing?
Just do it. Sorry. I mean, for me, I don't do a lot of the editing or anything like that, even though I'm a media studies teacher and photographer, but I don't do a lot of that. But it was just like we just decided to do it with very little planning. It was just like, I want to do this, I'm going to get there and do it. Don't care how many people follow us, don't care, as long as there's a few people, we've got some interest and we're having fun. And that was what was primarily in our minds when we started it.
Do you feel authenticity has become bigger and bigger in like that social media videos, where before you had to have like perfect backgrounds like you spoke of when you started, and screens and everything, and now you could literally just grab your phone, put on a video, it doesn't matter how you look.
I think first we're quite lucky that there's 2 of us, which means we can do twice as much work. Also we've got different skills, so we've both learned from each other quite a lot. So I think if you're starting out, maybe think about what your strengths and weaknesses are, and maybe see if you've got a friend that you can team up with that will do this project with you. So I think it always helps having someone else that you can just bounce off ideas, and I think that really works for us as well. I can never do this on my own, and I think Ben says the same thing as well. So no way Sophie can be where it is and listen it on our own. So I think that's quite important.
Well, something we've learned recently is trying to keep yourself in quite strong physical, mental health, because the more work we take on, the more projects we take on, the more kind of stress inevitably we sort of fall under at home. And I think what we realised more recently is that if we kind of make time for ourselves and each other, but also try to keep more physically active, we just get better content out as a result. So we create more content, create better recipes, we create more engaging sort of content. So that's something that we're always conscious of. I'm going to say something else there. In terms of starting out as well, the key for us was really just looking at social media and thinking like what is doing well, what are people creating right now that is really popping up. So you're on Instagram, you scroll through your feed and you're like, oh, like everyone seems to be posting, I don't know, like restaurant reviews or like whatever else. Like for us it was this sort of really quick top-down square video. We were like thinking to ourselves, well, nobody's doing this for vegan food. And it was just that really simple switch of like, right, this is really popping up, why don't we do it for vegan food? And then the graph was just like, right, it's just a format that works. So I think if you're starting off now, maybe that format's still working, it kind of is for us, but there's so many other people doing some really cool, innovative stuff on social media, especially on YouTube. And I think it's perfectly reasonable to think, well, I could do that, I'll just do it differently, I'll do it my way, whether it's like something specific about veganism, whether it's something more broad about environmentalism, and just doing your spin on it, and just doing it your way, and that's basically what works for us.
Yeah, I feel like in this day and age, it's really highly unlikely you're going to come up with an original idea. As much as even at home, when I've got my mind thought of something, we'll Google it, like, oh my god, someone's done it already. And I think a lot of like creative processes, a lot of like creative agencies do base what they do on what's already out there. So I think, like Ben said, maybe find something that works, tweak it, make it your own, definitely don't copy it, but do your research for sure.
I think you have to remember the positive impact you're having as well. It can have, because it's like Roxy was saying, when you look back at your old videos, that might have been the stage of your creative content that you weren't really that happy with, but you've learned so much in the time being. And also on social media, there can be so many anti-vegan trolls as well. You just have to remember the people that have gone vegan or even considered going vegan. So I think you just have to remember that predominantly what we're doing is a good thing. Because I think going vegan is a great thing in itself.
Well, that was like a whirlwind, wasn't it? Oh my gosh, we can hardly catch our breath. I wish we had much more time, but we will wrap it up sadly. Thank you so much for this lovely panel. I've enjoyed it. Hope everyone has. Ben, Roxy, Polly, Phil, Dave, my man as well. Thank you guys. Go and check them out, give them some love and support and follow them and buy their book and like their videos and share as well. But enjoy the rest of Plant Powered, and we've got our quiz coming up next as well. Thank you.
Thanks for having us. Thank you.